Hi there, my name is Lisa Witherspoon. I graduated from Cal State Fullerton with a degree in economics in 2020, and I was a member of the Women's Leadership Program from year 2018 to 2019. During my time at Fullerton, I was really fortunate to work for Mercury Insurance in the customer experience department. And shortly after graduation, fortunately, I was offered a position that I'm currently in now, which is an underwriting training specialist. Basically, I'm a part of a team that creates and maintains procedures for personal property of insurance, and we focus on the state of California. We facilitate training classes, and one of the main aspects of my position that I thoroughly enjoy is that I get to be that bridge of communication between management positions and trainees, learners, or frontline staff. Also, too, it's like a two-way conversation to help prepare leaders for what their employees have gone through, and also to prepare employees, give them tools and resources to excel at their job. So I'm really fortunate for my current job, and that's what I do. There were many lessons of the WLP that were really powerful. For me, the two that really stuck with me was executive presence and also my confidence. Executive presence was one of the main objectives or pillars that the program was speaking on during my time there. And I learned how to increase my confidence by going through the program, especially listening to the speakers that they had there really helped me out. As an undergrad in Mahilo, you have high expectations to excel in the workplace. You have high expectations to excel in anything you do when you say you graduated from Mahilo. And knowing that Mahilo is a big feeder school for a lot of companies and they have great relationships with local companies, that's something that was a lot. And it was a lot for me. And during the program, I learned how to sort of captivate a room, how to speak to people and interact with others in the workplace. That really helped me with my executive presence that I still use today. And also, during my time after the program too, navigating through that application process was really nerve-wracking for me. And if it wasn't for going through the program, learning these lessons on how to interact, how to understand, like, yes, it's okay to be nervous, but you need to prepare. Gaining that overall confidence really helped me with what I'm doing now and what I'm set to do in the future. This program really provided many great lessons and resources for all of us who attended, but those were the ones that really helped me out to where I'm at today. The impact of learning these things had on my career basically are the opportunities that allowed me to meet with leaders and meet with other people, especially the speakers of the program, to help me, quote unquote, get promoted faster. And that little comment there is from when I was in the program, one of the sessions, I always rave about this session. I constantly talk about it. When Dr. Tammy Wong came and spoke, she was one of the speakers of this session. And she was telling us about her time at IBM and telling us her challenges she faced to continue to push in her career while having that work-life balance. One thing she told us was just keep getting promoted. And when she was saying that, I took that message as, yeah, just keep going. Whatever is in front of you, whatever you can do, just take that opportunity and learn from it. And for people who haven't gone through the program, they can feel sometimes intimidated of someone who's trying to achieve and want more. Maybe apply for a higher position, maybe be a part of more projects that help you sort of get more knowledge on the subject. And I learned and gained that that confidence to put myself out there. When I was nervous, when I was scared, I just thought, okay, keep getting promoted. The worst someone can tell you is no. And if it wasn't for listening to Tammy at that point, I don't think I would have applied for many promotions I applied for previously. And also to direct me to where I am now. I really give it up, especially to that point. That really was a shift for me, and that really helped me gain the confidence that I have now and to keep aspiring to push myself in my career. There were obstacles, and I think there's still obstacles to this day, but the one I can think of, or two I can think of, was my internal struggle of confidence applying for my current position and interviewing. And before I applied for this position, I had an extreme lack of confidence because of my lack of experience in the field. I was a trainer and I trained in a different department. However, the training position that I'm in now requires experience of underwriting, and I didn't have that. That made me contemplate whether I can do this, but thinking about what I've been through, the skills I have, and reassuring from what I've learned in the program that, yeah, I can, communicating with trainees and leaders, speaking to other departments, and basically networking internally with other people in other departments I've never interacted with before, using other applications. And I'm looking at my skills based on my resume. I'm like, yeah, you know what? The worst someone can say is no, and keep getting promoted, keep striving forward. And the most important thing is if I didn't get the position, if I was denied it, I know I tried, and I know someone looked at it and can possibly use it. Hey, I remember this person that was an applicant. Well, after that point, I had the confidence. Then I got an interview and I was scatterbrained again. I was so nervous. I was like, oh my goodness, I don't know what to do. And I was so scatterbrained and I was so nervous. I just thought, okay, breathe and let's prepare. And that's where that executive presence pillar really kicked in for me. Eye contact, making sure that you're at a good tone, a good pace, understand what you're talking about, and myself researching, looking at questions on LinkedIn, being prepared with prompts and such that a question may be asked of me. Preparation is so strong in the interview process, and that's something that also through the program, listening to other speakers, it's something you get from being a part of it. And one thing that I did that was really different and an opposite and from other people is I had samples of my work ready. And it sort of set me out or set me different from the competition, because most people think the first interview is just to get to know you. I was prepared and I said, you know what? Here I am, and here is my work. And these obstacles were so nerve-wracking to overcome, the interview process, applying for the position in the beginning, but going back to what I learned, especially about how my confidence, I can do this, and also the executive presence, preparing myself to captivate that interview really helped me. Those lessons that I learned from the program were planted in me, and I just used it. And fortunately, I ended up with a really great opportunity I'm grateful for. I think with any resource or program that can help you become a better person, achieve your goals that you want, especially career goals, and meet new people with a common mindset, that definitely transform you. At the time for me, I was a junior in college. It was my first semester at Fullerton, or technically second semester because I transferred in. And I was nervous thinking about graduation's coming up. What am I going to do post-grad? I had no idea how to navigate through the application process if I wanted to go to either grad school or get a career, and the stress of passing your classes, getting internship and experience, all that such. I had no idea what I was doing. And also on top of that too is you're taking these core classes for your major. And one thing that stuck out to me is I was an econ major, and in my economics class, there were only three women, and the rest were about 30 to 40 men. And there were times where I felt so unconfident that I can't do this and such. And it was just so hard to grasp that I can do it. I am able to do it. Going through the program and hearing experiences from other speakers, understanding where they have struggled and how they overcame their challenges really helped me and resonated with me when those times I was doubtful of myself. I definitely saw a huge confidence change, especially with networking. I was so bad with networking. I hated to network. And one thing I feel that's so common with, especially with the business college, is networking helps you get to that next point. Networking helps you make those connections for that interview, for that internship, for that possible position. And I was like, what's the first thing you do with networking? I felt so lost. And in the program, hearing these experiences, not just from the other speakers, but also the other candidates too, what they were going through, that really helped me and made me feel prepared to take on the challenge, made me feel confident that, you know what, hey, let's go for it. We can all do it, and really have that mindset shift for me. And also another thing about my transformation, yes, it was instant for certain things, but it's also a long-term transformation. For my current position now, I was out the program a year and a half, 2 years, and I'm still to this day applying what I learned then, tips and tools and tricks that some of the speakers spoke to us about, and applying it now. That's really helping me. with my current career and my current position. I'm so grateful for this program, and the transformation is not a short-term thing. It is ongoing until the end of your career. The program itself can make you stand out amongst your peers, competition, especially on your resume. Having it there, it's something that people look at and want to know more about. And companies right now, we're seeing, I've read personally, this cultural shift of companies who've been around that they had their traditional ways of doing things, and they're looking now towards innovation. And these programs like the Women's Leadership Program help create leaders in a diverse group, innovate with very effective ways, and so innovating. It's just awesome. For me, and having this on my resume and going through this program, I learned that a leader has to be able to adapt to change, has to captivate a room, and be able to effectively communicate. And that's something that I currently do now as a trainer. And learning from the program, being amongst all these different candidates, learning from different alumni, and also from the speakers and leaders, that really has helped me set myself apart from the competition. And I spoke about this earlier with my promotion. I decided, hey, I'm going to, instead of just in my interview talk about myself, I'm going to show them what I can do. And that's why I had those samples ready to go. And I had different topics that I've trained on, different formats on how it looked, and incorporated them in my interview questions. Oh, hey, you've had a trainee that struggled with this certain area. Let me show you what I did and what I created to help them. You want an engaging, fun way of doing this? Let me show you this quiz game that I made. And though at the time I wasn't in a training position when I was a part of the program, learning on how to be creative and how to think quickly, especially those are things I learned at the program, really helped me with my interview and obviously landing the position I'm in today. The program will help so many different ways and really sets you apart from the competition, definitely. The coaching experience for me was so beneficial. That one-on-one mentoring basically is so helpful, where you're taking what you've learned and what has been said in a generalized sense and just applying it directly. For me, at the time, I was applying for a promotion within my department, and I showed my coach my resume. Said, hey, this is what I have so far. Do you mind, taking a look, giving me some tips? Worked really hard on the resume. I wasn't expecting much, maybe a couple tips and feedback here and there. She ripped my resume apart. Basically, she underlined it. She asked why. She put comments. And at the time, I was like, I worked really hard on this. Why are you doing all this work to it? Well, after, now I look back at it and I'm so grateful. I landed an interview. I obviously listened to all of her changes. I made the updates. I sent it in for the promotion, and I landed an interview. And now I think about back then, if I didn't listen to her, I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't have that knowledge. And a lot of things that she said, for example, making sure your cover letter is the bridge between your resume and the job description. If I didn't know that tip, I'm sure a lot of the things that my current position, that wouldn't have happened. There are so many things that I am grateful for that the program has taught me. And that's another big one as well, is the tips that she helped me with my resume and also with interviewing skills. But the coach portion of it is so beneficial. It's something that you're able, again, that one-on-one mentoring, that's just really, really helpful and just makes it so much easier, especially when you feel lost at times or you need assistance with something. Having that coach and that mentor to help push you to the right way is so grateful. And that's something that the Women's Leadership Program really makes me happy about. I would definitely recommend the WLP to any college student that can take it. It's so powerful. You won't understand until you're actually in the program and you're listening to the speakers. We talk about this. You have people who, post about how great it is. I, myself, and other alumni talk about it. But when you're in there listening to people's stories, you're interacting with the other members of the program, you get so inspired to achieve more. And also you have the support of different challenges that you may face as a woman in the program. For example, like work-life balance. We were able to have a panel of different women leaders, some who are mothers, some who are married, and some who are single, and hear their experiences on how they're able to continue to achieve more, due to what their lifestyle is. And that's something you don't regularly get in a college classroom, in a regular club. That's really what sets us apart. And also, too, we have great leaders, from alumni to our coaches to our board members, who have really paved the way and are so well known in the industry, especially in the Orange County area, how professional, how awesome they are. I can't speak nothing of it. Or I can't speak any more of it. I keep going on for days about how awesome this program is and how much I recommend for anyone to apply for it. Just do it. The worst someone can say is no. And another thing too is you can make really great memories. When I was in the program, we had a day where Girls Inc. of Santa Ana came to the college. Myself and 2 other people gave a tour of Cal State Fullerton. I had such a fun time. It was so great showing them different things like the library, showing them around all the areas in campus, also showing them Steve's statue when it was still there. And it was so rewarding to see how excited they were being on a college campus. And also that we had a Q&A with them as well, and hearing their questions on what can I do now? And how can this help me now to be better later? They were in middle school with this mindset. It just is so rewarding to be able to be in a position from being in this program to be somewhat inspiring to these young girls. And it's just an amazing thing. You just have to do it. You just have to apply. I just have to add this, is that this program will impact your life positively immediately. You will be able to learn so much that you can apply right now in your current college position, I like to say, in your college career. And then when you face an obstacle in the future, you can always go back to when you had that hardship. And also, too, the communication with Dr. Sadri and Lacey is so open that they're always there for you. And all of us, the alumni, past members, we're all here for you, rooting you on to continue to pave the way. So yes, the program is a year, but the memories, the information, the resources, the friendships, the relationships, it's lifelong. Just do it. Just apply. Enjoy it.